Hi, I'm Mike Zaida, and today's talk is on a trip I took to Xi'an, Nanjing, and Shanghai in December of 2018. And I had a very busy trip, lots of very cool pictures. So I hope you'll enjoy this. I've got to share my slides where the pictures are, and we've got them. And we've got to remember to share the sound and optimize for video. And then we hit the play button. I got to get the play button out from under there. All right, here we are. This is a picture I took in Shanghai, and I'll talk about it later. It's a People's Liberation Army soldier who is a photographer. And it's outside of a photography workshop area that you can go visit, which is kind of cool. All right. Xi'an Nanjing, Shanghai, China, 9th through 20th December 2018. And I'm on my way to Xi'an. And I'm landing in Xi'an. It's got this welcome to Xi'an kind of hidden with plants all around it. And here is my flight to Guangzhou. I'm going to go to Guangzhou. I'm going to change planes and go to Xi'an. All right. And I always take pictures of these oversized head characters that are all over China. They're all over Japan. They're just kind of cool. I have no idea what these are from. Anyway, I ended up staying in Somerset Hotel. It's also known as the Chin Di Cheng Hotel. And it's actually a private apartment. It's kind of cool. It's very close. That tall hotel on the right in that picture is the Xi'an Crown Plaza, which I stayed in a previous trip to Xi'an, and that's a beautiful place as well. But this is kind of cool because if you travel a lot like me, you appreciate having a kitchen. Not There's the kitchen with dishes and pots and pans and just a little stove there because they probably figure you're going to go out to eat every night. A sitting room with couch and television, wine that's there for you, nice bed, and even best of all is a washing machine. But this is one of those all-in-one washing machines. You put your wash in, you say, I want to do a mixed load of laundry, and then it's going to do drying. It's going to do automatic drying afterwards. So if you put a load of laundry in, it is going to take about 3 hours, which is what I found out. I put some laundry in because I knew I was going to be gone for a large number of days, and it took 3 hours. In fact, I didn't even really know when it finished. I went to sleep and it was done the next day. All right. Hotel's a beautiful swimming pool, nice hallway, um, foosball, pool room, playroom, and a place where you can eat breakfast or lunch or dinner, a nice restaurant. It's, for the hotel, it's good. And we're very close to the Drum Tower in Xi'an, which is always one of my absolute favorites. And if you go over there, you will find somewhere to eat, you'll find something to see, and the lights are just spectacular. It's one of my favorite places in Xi'an. And you get to see the city wall as well. So I'm back at the Somerset, and it's the next day. And my trip to Xi'an is I'm invited by for Dean Ma. Jingyun Ma is his real name, but he is the former dean of architecture at USC, and everyone calls him Dean Ma forever. So if you look in the right-hand picture and you see the multicolor uh, yellow and orange things there, that's where his office is, his Mata Spam office. And I'm going to be going there because I've been put on the advisory board for his architectural and his construction firm, which are merging at this meeting. So this is the purpose of me being there in Xi'an. So Mata Spam, Spam All, Landwill, Jade Valley, which is his winery and vineyard. Uh, they are all headquartered at this place in Xi'an because Dima is from Xi'an. This meeting is a business meeting, so we're not going out. We're just going to have an in-house lunch. Here's the in-house lunch. Hey, that's nice rice and some soup, and away you go. Nothing super spectacular, but just wonderful all together. They made a poster of me because I'm also going to give a talk in one of the other days I'm here in Xi'an. And my talk title is Building Game Developers, and this is one of my absolute favorite lines. They made this poster up and they put this line in at the top. It says, "Talking is my business, listening is yours." And so if you are a professor, you kind of laugh at that because, students listen when they want to listen, and otherwise nowadays they're doing text messaging. Okay. Here's the group I'm meeting with, which is the corporate group for Mata Spam and for the construction firm that's going to merge with Mata Spam. This is 2018. This is December 2018. So it's, 2 years before COVID, right? Actually, I'm sorry. It is a year and 2 months before COVID. Here we are. Here I am. And our meeting is over. We're going to go out to the winery. And the winery is in Lintong. We have to go through this small town called Qinling. And I just took a lot of pictures of Qinling because when I first went to the winery and vineyard, this road was dirt. It wasn't paved. And I believe Dean Ma had a whole lot to do with getting this paved. So it's kind of cool, but this is December. Everyone's wearing cold hats, jackets, gloves, and their produce market is outside. Okay, got it. This looks like a farmer's market in Carmel or Monterey. So we're driving to go to the winery and vineyard. And this, you can just see all of what does this place look like? It's if you were in China, in Japan, the little small off the road towns look exactly the same as this in China. So this is where people live. It's cool, but it looks mighty cold from the way people are dressed. I remember it being very cold. And here we are. There's a road. If you get off through that small town, you make a turn off, and there is a sign that says Winery of Jade Valley, which I believe Dean Ma probably made this sign and installed it himself. And this is the winery. It's huge building, huge, huge. And I've watched this get built over the number of years I've been going to Jade Valley at this point almost every year for 3 years. And it's just gotten massively expanded. So this is the winery. And he got a pizza oven because he knows when he has people come and visit, they like pizza. So here's the pizza oven. Here is the winery. He's got these massive vats for distilling the wine. You can see the storage of the wine in barrels. And it's just pristine. It's beautiful. It's clean. It's very neat to see. Then there's on both sides of this building, which is open to the outside. It's got a roof, but that if you need to keep it at a cold temperature, it's a perfect temperature for it. I call this the Jade Valley Resort. I'm not quite sure what the real name is, but it's also pretty much it's a little ways off from the winery. The winery is more in town. You've got to run down a dirt road through the vineyard to get to here. And when I first saw this is the entrance door, and there's no windows on this side, and it's a very thick protective door. And I thought, this is where Dr. No could live in a James Bond movie. That's the first thing that came in my mind. And let's go look at this and see what this place looks like. It's cool. This is, again, architected by Dean Ma. He's everything he does got the detailing. It's got the Chinese historic art part of it, and it's got just absolutely beautiful taste in building structures. So I put this in. When you're inside and you're looking back out through that front door, you can see that on the left-hand side, and you can see the Chinese characters that are engraved in this building forever. And then there's another door that is very cool off here on the right-hand picture, which is in the wall going into another space. And it just looks this looks like it could be ancient, but it's not that ancient. It just looks historic already. I took this picture on the left, and I got this bird, and I blew it up to show you the bird in flight on the right. And down in the basement of the resort, there is this beautiful room, which has dinner parties and wine tasting parties. And I've been to several in there, and it's just gorgeous. It's got Ming Dynasty artifacts inside, and it's just absolutely wonderful. Now, the property for the resort is huge. It's huge, and there's a whole host of other buildings in and around the space. So I came out one day very early to see the sunrise, and it's something cool. Now, he does interesting things with buildings. So you look on the left, there is a building being constructed, and it's on like a tripod. Actually, I don't know if it's a tripod. It looks like it is 4 pieces, so a quad pod. And it looks kind of scary. I mean, being from California and having earthquakes and looking at that and going, how good is this in earthquakes? I have no idea. I'll have to ask him next time I'm around. He's got on the right-hand side, you can see the Christmas tree is inside of like a little geodesic half dome right there. And there's another room you can go into on this metal pole in the right-hand picture, and you can climb up just as if you were a telephone repairman and go up there and meditate in this building that is attached to this pole. He's really into doing that. Again, here's the geodesic half dome. It's cool. We go into this new space that he's built. This is a space Dean Ma has built to venerate his parents, his father and his mother. And, Ma means horse in Chinese. So he's got this whole theme of horse in and around. And this is a giant sculpture horse. It's beautiful. I don't know who the artist is, but it's gorgeous. And when you go into this building, you can see pictures of his mother and his father that are in this. This is just a massive place to venerate his parents. From inside, you can look out and see the vineyards, which, in December, there's nothing there because it's cold. And you can see some of the buildings. There's tables set for dinner, and it's beautiful. I took this picture of all the glasses. They're exactly lined up. And what you'll see is that I believe it looks like there are 3 or 4 wine glasses per visitor, because you're going to taste 4. You're going to taste 4 different types of wine when you sit down to dinner in this setting. And this is water pitchers for going around, or carafes for wine. And here's me goofing around with my hand inside of the pizza oven. It's not on. I'm just kidding. All right. So we go out to dinner on our way to a restaurant near the Sofitel in Xi'an. And there's a nice restaurant there called Chang'an 12. And it's next to this absolutely beautiful building on the right, which I think is the hotel entrance. So, the historic buildings that you see in China, they all are, to me, growing up in Los Angeles, these are so cool. All right. So I always take pictures out the window when I'm being driven somewhere, just to say, what does this look like? Where am I? And here we are at that restaurant, and we have an interesting group. Again, Dean Ma with the glasses on the right-hand picture. He is just a wonderful person to know, and a great architect. And I don't even remember who we had dinner with, but it was really probably people connected to his business in some way, shape, or form. It's Christmas time, so there's Christmas trees. They're blue Christmas trees. Why not? Because there's that song, Blue Christmas. So maybe that's the exact right tree for that. And this Sofitel entrance is just gorgeous. So next day, I'm going back to the Somerset. It's again for the evening, and then when I get up in the morning, I go over to the Mata Spam building across the way. I swim in the morning. They do have a pool, and 2,000 meters, 45 minutes, 19 seconds. That's awesome time for me. That's 2018. And here's that poster once again, me. And here's the group that's going to listen to my presentation. And this group is all very interested in games, and they're collected from the Meta, the entire Meta spam group. So it's fun. That's Huang Jing, who is like the planning person for all of my travel. She's like the executive producer for the winery at this point and the resort, if my understanding is right. She's awesome. And again, when you're sitting down and you're having dinner, you may actually have soy sauce in a teapot and other things to spice the food where you're eating. Xi'an was having a promotion. Please come to Xi'an, please. And they were handing out this couple dolls called Xi'an things, and I got some of them as well. All right. So I'm going to go to the Grand Dynasty Culture Hotel for dinner. Now, this hotel is owned by the Shanxi Ministry of Culture. And I actually stayed in this hotel the first time I was in Xi'an. I believe I stayed in it. And it's very cool. It's very historic. And here I am with the parents of Angie Wu. Angie Wu was an assistant to Dean Ma. She did a lot of his work in Los Angeles for many years. Then she went to USC, and she's an Edinburgh graduate. And I came to Xi'an, and her parents said, please, you have to come and have dinner with us. Thank you for helping our daughter graduate. So it was really fun. Um, Mr. Wu on the right, he worked for the Ministry of Culture, the Shanxi Ministry of Culture, and in fact managed this hotel, the Grand Dynasty. So uh, we had our dinner there. So the Grand Dynasty is known for having this massive historic sculpture outside, and you can kind of see it's got glass in front of it, so you almost never can take a good picture of it because of all the lights. But it's right behind, and this is a statue of what it looks like on the right. So that is what that is, and it's very cool. And I took a close-up picture. Looks serious, guys. And I ended up getting these Grand Dynasty Hotel sculptures from Angie Wu's parents. And there's a lot of other historic artwork in this hotel. It really is quite beautiful. Back in the car once again, heading towards the drum tower. And that's, again, the lights at night are just absolutely great. There is a hotel, Bell Tower Hotel Xi'an, right there. You could stay and just fall out of bed and go to the Bell Tower. All right, so where I'm heading to this evening is to this place called Winerism, which is a wine bar that is inside of the city wall of Xi'an, and it's owned by Dean Ma. So we're going there to test out the wine. He's got a lot of investors in his winery, in his vineyard, and he's always having parties to show them the latest wines so they can taste them. Actually, the wines are really good. I have had, I think, 5 or 6 different varieties, and they've all been awesome. I don't know what this is. This was inside of the winerism place. And oh, yeah, okay. And it's very quiet. I think we have this to ourselves tonight. Oh, and I got this note from Angie Wu's mom, which says, I'm Angel's mother. Welcome to Xi'an. Nice to meet you. Great to meet you. Your daughter is wonderful and will be a great success. And thank you very much. You are a great mentor. You have an early rest. Good night. Thanks. I thought that was so sweet. When I get a nice note as a professor, it just makes my day. And I'm leaving Xi'an to head off to Nanjing. So here I'm flying to Nanjing. And don't push me, this robot says. All right, I won't. More big heads. I'm in Nanjing, I'm at the airport getting some food. And this is, on the right, it's very spicy chicken chongqing. And it's great if you like spicy. and I enjoyed this very much. And I forget what I think I'm having some honey-laced shoju, if I recall, not shoju, baijiu, if I recall correctly. Here we are, back in Xi'an, and this is the big event for the merger of the Meta spam architectural firm with the construction firm. And this is the whole group of people getting together and with Spamall and I don't even know the name of the construction company. And it's just a fun event. You'll see that every person who's major there is going to get a box of Jade Valley wine and the or a framed picture. And the framed picture is typically a Dienma architectural drawing. It's like a doodle for him to understand what the building is going to look like. Here I am with Angie's father once again in front of the Christmas tree, and I put this picture back in its proper orientation in this talk. We're at a restaurant that's near the Crown Plaza, and so I always put that in there to figure out where we are with respect to Xi'an. And you get this great fish. So the food in China is awesome. It's fresh. It's all fresh ingredients, and it's not the type of Chinese food that you usually get in America. In America, you usually get Cantonese food with a lot of oil, cooked in a wok, and it's greasy. And so a lot of people nowadays don't like that necessarily. And there are not that many really perfect, pristine, cook it like you are in a really excellent place in China, restaurants in America. But in China, it's just great. The food is wonderful. All right. I'm outside the restaurant on my way home to the hotel. And again, I'm looking out across at the Mataspam building. Now I'm on my way to Nanjing. Okay, so this is one of my favorite things on the right-hand side. This is a display board for flight information. And you'll notice that there are blank lines in there. This is a Mad Lib's version of why the plane is late excuses. And in fact, it says we are sorry to inform due to blank reason, passenger flying with blank, your flight has been blank. So you get to fill it out. And I thought this is completely awesome. My 8-year-old granddaughter is very interested in this type of thing right now. And so I sent it to her, and so hopefully she'll come up with something very fun. So when you're in an airport, you say, what can I buy in the airport? And you can get yourself a Chairman Mao. You can get yourself some very interesting, lions or things that pertain to what is the animal of the year of what year it is. And I don't remember what 2018 is at this point. Could be a lion. And here is the Xi'an Airport. I know it's the Xi'an Airport because they also have more Xi'an things you can get. All right. And other things. You could get the pig, or I don't know what this guy on the right is. So I'm flying to Nanjing, and I've got this beautiful seat, bright red, and away we go. And now in this trip, I'm in the Nanjing Airport, and there's always interesting things that you find in airports. And on the left-hand side, this is in the airport. The Simpson Hair Transplant Facility is in the airport. So in between flights, or while you're waiting for a flight, you can go get your hair transplanted. I thought, are you kidding me? Of all the things I would do in an airport, probably not that, even if I was going to do hair transplant, because it would probably be a rush job. Anyway, I'm here picking up my luggage, and my hosts, as a group of friends who are trying to create 2 startups in Nanjing, and they want me to be advisor to those startups. And so we're going around to see most of Nanjing is skyscrapers, modern buildings, look like they've all been built since the 90s or if not later. And this is a part of Nanjing that is old historic or old historic replica. Okay. It looks cool. It's kind of fun to go see these places, even and they're pristine. They're clean as can be. So you know that it's like there's nobody living here at night. There's no homeless. It's kind of a fun place. Anyway. And there's clubs and restaurants and shops where you can buy knickknacks and things. So it's kind of cool. It was a rainy day, which is, this is December. It's lucky. All I can say is we're lucky it wasn't snowing. And it's just beautiful. You go around restaurants. Oh, here you go. You can get some snack food here and more restaurants and tea places. And it's just gorgeous. It is absolutely beautiful. I think all of my trips, China is very, very beautiful. And absolutely, I like the fact that even they're still building in their cultural style. That is just so cool. Here I am. I've got to always get in my picture. This looks like it could have been a church at one time. I'm not quite sure what it is or what it's used for now, but it looks like that to me. Again, I'm walking through back to the sign, and on the right, I'm going to a restaurant with my partners for building these startups. So again, we're sitting down to eat. This is my interpreter. I think her name is Anne, if I recall correctly. And here we are for dinner. This is the group that has a company already in Nanjing, and they are asking for help in building a virtual reality game studio or two. So this is kind of a fun group. Okay, we're back in the hotel, wake up the next day. Now, one of the things that I always think is very sad when you're in China, especially in the winter, you look, there's the sunrise, but what can't you see? You can't see much. Well, there's a lot of smog in the air because they burn coal. They still burn coal, and it just is unbreathable at certain times. In Xi'an, certain times, it is so bad that people get hospitalized because of the bad air. But this is Nanjing. And even in the next day when it's sunny out, Nanjing is a little still hazy. And so we go to visit my business partners. They have their current company they've got is Intelligent Valley Artificial Intelligence Institute. And they're interested in having me be advisor to that and to the Eternal Fantasyland Virtual Reality Technology Nanjing Company, which is a really long name. It's a really, really long name. That's all I can say. And there actually are people who are working in the AI Institute already. And there's, cubicle, space for people to work in the VR studios and conference room. And cool. So if you go walking out in Nanjing at night, you'll see lots of cool lights. They've got Christmas. There are Christmas lights everywhere. This is December of 2018. And this is one of my favorite. I always take these cool pictures. You can see me in this picture. And it always, it says, "Don't touch my car." The guy's got a baseball bat. It's got to be something they bought from America. All right. We're going this day to the Nanjing Software Industry Fair Hall, which is, construct a high standard China famous software city. So they're trying to build a small version of Silicon Valley in Xi'an, and it's a Monday, as you can tell. This is one of my favorite pictures. This guy has a company that ports uh, all of the game engines to use all of these 75 different virtual reality headsets. So he makes it so that you can write your software on Unity with one dev kit and it will run on 75 different headsets. And I think that is completely awesome. And I'm so happy I took this picture because at the time, you couldn't get any VC funding in the United States to build software for virtual reality. You really could get was something to build a new and different headset. And so the people who built those new and different 75 different headsets are in China. So there they are. And they've got some motion platforms here, which are completely awesome. Look like they could throw you really far if something went wrong. All right. And in fact, at this time, you'll see again, they're doing virtual reality development, but they also have VR in shopping centers where you can go do virtual reality play uh, when you're at the pet store. All right. Um, we're again at seeing always historic pieces of sculpture around in China, wherever you are. We're going to a place called Original Force, and we're going out to dinner with that group. And this is again the group from I'm helping form these two companies with, and we're having this fantastic, massive dinner, which is going to be awesome. This is Sam Zhang, and he lives in Los Angeles and in Nanjing. And we were talking about, what should I do and what should my contract look like and things like that. So it was a very fun visit. All right. So as you go walking around, you always see art. You see these big head sculptures everywhere, and it's a lot of red. It's very cool. And this day, we're going to go to the Nanjing Government Affairs Service Center. If you're going to form two companies or a company in China, you have to go to the local city government affairs service center. And so they wanted to put me as an officer of this company. And so the putting me as an officer of this company requires I had to be there in person and bring my passport and ID and all of that. So here we are. And this is the lobby of the service center. And what's on the wall is a quote from Mao Zedong, which is called, and it says, serve the people. So this is a service center for standing up and doing functions in Nanjing. And this is a government agency, and they're there to serve the people. And they've got the quote from Mao to prove it. So here we are. We're filling out all of this paperwork and getting all of our signatures and verified. And I think it took us about 2 hours to create two companies, but that's not so horrible. All right. They wanted me to stay longer so I could go tour the hills in and around Nanjing because they wanted me to get very excited about being there a lot. And but I had a group that wanted me to come to Shanghai, and so I'm taking high-speed train to Shanghai. And you bought your ticket and your business class ticket, and you are sitting in this beautiful lounge waiting for your train. And then you're out here waiting for your high-speed train. This is not like your grandfather's Amtrak. This is a nice high-speed train, and it's very cool. It's just, again, clean as can be, place, and just wonderful to see. So here we are. And anyway, you start going on this train, and it gets going fast very quickly. None of this 45 mile an hour stuff, 35 mile an hour stuff. They're going to get up to 200 kilometers, I think, per hour, which is very cool. You get where you're going really fast. I think it was 90 minutes. I don't remember exactly, but it was not so long. And I'm going to see the Yalong group. So when you get out of the trains and you are in Shanghai, there are all of these wall signs. Yalong is, I believe, part of what they do is they are the largest cable and wire manufacturer in the world, but they have other pieces and parts as well. And I'm going to see the chairman of the Yalong Group, Mr. Zhang, and you can see this. There are posters all over about Yalong. Oh, this is I forget what this is. This is like some apple candy, and it says "Feeling happy, wonderful, delicious moment, comfy time." You know, there's always some cute little phrase in the bags. This is my seat in the train, and it's completely awesome. All right. So we are now in Shanghai, and we're in this area called Tianjifang. And Tianjifang is narrow, narrow walkways, lots of little shops, quite historic, quite fun. This is the coolest place you can go to in Shanghai. If you're hanging out at the Bund, this is maybe more interesting than the Bund. So it's very cool. You can see in Tianjifang, you can see all kinds of very neat artwork all over. Oh, and this is one of my favorite. This is the fish pedicure bar. And look at the picture on the bottom left. You can see the fish are eating something off your feet. I don't know what's on your feet. I have no idea. But they go and eat your feet, and they've got all kinds of different fish that do different parts of the pedicure. And while you are there, you can have a cocktail, a beer, coffee, juice, snack, or cake. In fact, I showed this to my granddaughter, and my granddaughter said, "That is completely gross." But then she saw the word cake and said, "Well, what's the cake like? If the cake's good, I'll tolerate it. I'll do the fish pedicure." Anyway, I thought that was cute. And you can see one of the things again that you see as you go throughout China, you can see all of the cable TV and internet wires are just massively tangled everywhere you go. So I took this picture for that reason. But this place has very cool stores, bars, and I'm just happy to be there. Okay. Here's the scent library, which is like perfumes, right? Here we are with super fries, super big French fries of all different flavors. They're guaranteed to be flavors that are not here in America. And you can see everyone's there. This day is lots of folks out walking around. Super fries. What else do we have here? The Rambler Garden, and you can see all the beer signs. That sounds good. You've got the Mojito Friends Bar. We've got the Gluchwein Friends Bar, the wine bar. All right, this is just very active and exciting and fun place. You got the Candy Lab, which is handcrafted sugar art. Again, this is the Tianjifang area of Shanghai. You've got to go. It's cool. You got the Big Pink, where all kinds of really fun stuff is. And you've got some interesting popsicles here. They're probably tofu-based popsicles. And even though you're in this very cool area, they are so nice to the rest of Shanghai. They've got a sign that says, "Please accept the entire Shanghai city. Don't stay here, because there are cool places." And you can see we're looking at the Merry Christmas sign from behind. All right. And if you want, you can get tattoos and piercings and henna. And there's all kinds of wall art. And this one, honestly, if you're not willing to sound stupid, you don't deserve to be in love. Oh, okay. Dream, believe, do, repeat. Obviously, a software engineer wrote this. And again, it's still kind of cool stuff as you walk around. There's even Thai cuisine and lounge here. And you can get, I don't know, it looks like poison soda with Coke and Supreme something. Or Doraemon soda. Doraemon is one of my favorite Japanese characters. Okay, now this is one of the coolest ideas ever. This is a business. It's called Mail to Future or Mail to the Future. And you go and buy a postcard from them, and you are writing a postcard to yourself. And then you tell them what date you write on the postcard the date that this you was today's date. You're filling it out, but you tell the business, here's the date you should put it into the mail to me. So the idea being if you're 20 years old and you're going through Tianji Feng and you send a postcard from Mail to the Future, you can say, mail this 20 years from now to me. And so you could say, I'm 20 now and I'm going to get this when I'm 40. And so you can give yourself a little message from the past, which I think is just an absolute cool idea. Here we are. Just put that up. All right. Restaurants. Okay. Cat cafe on the left. So you can sit down, you can have a cat who's just sitting in a little bed or sitting on your table with you while you have something to drink or a cup of coffee or some tea. And look, I have a cat. My daughter has a cat. And these cats are just sitting in their beds. They're not running around chasing anything. These these cats must be sedated in some way, shape, or form. And you've got some more art over here, which I think is some kind of dog art that's in this cat cafe. There is this KZ Kyer mansion. I think this is like a youth hostel. And this is one of my favorite things that I saw in this area. This is a piece of art of a Chinese woman, People's Liberation Army photographer. And it's just, if you go search for this picture using Google, you'll see that everyone who goes through here takes a picture of this sculpture. All right. There's more very cool art, very detailed art, very Chinese art on walls. If you look at the left picture, there's pictures on the right. You can see there's potted plants that are above your head with lights all dangling down. So this place looks cool at night. Again, big head sculptures are really huge in China. They're everywhere. And I am back somewhere. Where am I? Oh, I'm in a conference room. I'm meeting with probably the Yalan group, but I didn't take any pictures when they were in the meeting. I just took a picture of the conference room. And that night, I'm going to go out on the Bund and take a boat so I can take some very cool pictures um, of the Bund, the Shanghai on the Bund. I love this. This is you can see the Oriental Pearl TV Tower on the right. You've got these beautiful lit up boats. You can go on this boat, get some food, get some drinks, and most people get on there and just take pictures of all the lit up buildings. So this is cool. Butterfly flapping its wings. Oh, let's go back. This is, when you're on the Boon and you look at these buildings look very British or very dramatic. I don't know which one, but they just are absolutely cool. And there are clubs. So I'm trying to remember, there's that Club 18, which I did in a previous presentation, is up on top of one of these buildings here where you can come outside and do your drinking outside looking out at the river. Again, more the Oriental Pearl building. Oh, are these videos? Oh, this boat is cool. Looks like an old Chinese junk with all the lighting on a modern boat. It's very nice. Here's everyone. Nobody's inside drinking or eating. They're all outside taking pictures. And it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous city. All right. The next day, I'm back with Mr. Zhang, and we're going to go see his Golden Apple School prototype, which is the very first one he built. You can see the golden apple in the picture on the right. You can see me in the middle. Mr. Zhang is to the right of me. and he is the chairman of the Yalong Group. And he realizes that uh, children in China have to have fantastic educations, and they also need to be global. So he's got a plan, which is both a British plan and American plan, K through 12. He's got 34 different schools, and I think there's 2,000 students in each school. And if you're in the British plan, all the teachers are British, so that your English at the end of K through 12 is like you grew up in London or somewhere in the UK. If you take American plan, you come out speaking English like you are American. And this is one of the coolest schools. I got to go through all of their teaching labs, and the kids in elementary school have access to 3D printers, computers, and everything that is just so absolutely cool. You can see them building uh, things with their 3D printers. You can see them uh, doing programming with a little bit older kids. So, how did I end up meeting Mr. Zhang? Two of the former students from the games program at USC are working for Mr. Zhang. He was, in fact, initially looking at how do you can you do education using games. And so he had two of our former students from USC working on this. This is the corporation building. I went to a very big lunch with Mr. Zhang. He has a giant round table that I think seats somewhere like 40 people. And it was great. He has a giant, as you're walking to get into that round table room, you walk through what I call the me room of Mr. Zhang, which is him with pictures of him with Xi Jinping, pictures of him with Wen Jiabao, pictures of him with all of the recent, the last 30 or 40 years worth of premiers and presidents of China. So he's quite a person in China. He's got pictures of himself with Jack Ma. He and Jack Ma and Xi Jinping are all in the same men's party, is my understanding. I went to Jielao, which is a tourist replica area, and this is not as cool as Tianjia Jifeng, because this area is got um, replica things that are built to modern scale. Like this gate to the area here is much larger than it would have been built back in the day, right? But it's still a kind of a cool place, lots of shopping. This is a tourist area. All right, so I'm going to kind of go through it quickly. Again, look, this is bags of trash on the left here outside, but it's clean, as spotless, okay? And it's just really interesting, fun. I thought this is funny. Let's get by an old Victrola. And it's a cool little part of here. You can go to McDonald's if you care. And this is a very cool building. And of course, any place where you have tourists, you have to have police. It's the Wangpu Police. Wangpu is the name of the river in the Bund. So again, it's very cool. Pond. This is December. And this character, I don't know what he is, but he's like intrigued me, so I took his pick. Okay, this is the CCP recruiting station. That's what I was told by my friends who I was with. And so I took a picture of this, and you can go and get booklets and copies of Chairman Mao's book and things in here. And it's very cool. Of course, you would expect that. It's China. All right, you can see this sign that says Chen Jiang Monastery. They really mean monastery. And we're gonna get there in a minute. But again, this is a tourist area, so there are shops in here. They don't look, they kind of look historic on the outside, but inside is quite modern. Okay, here's the Chen Xiang Monastery. And I stood outside of this and took pictures for quite some time. This is historic. This is how it looked in the old days. All right. Of course, they do some repairs and fixes. And you've got your couple of monks outside here. They've got a three-wheeled car to get around in, and it's very cool. This is more of that replica area. This is the city god temple. I have no idea what that means, but it's again very, whenever you see a temple in China, there is some semblance of historic culture in the way it is built and kept alive. And this area again is, it's so paved so perfectly that you don't think it's not that super historic. Now, again, you get your mailbox on the left. On the right is my favorite lighting store ever. I look at that and, this is just so brightly lit and vivid, colorful, so cool. Now, this picture is got something to look at. And the question is, how many security cameras can you see? There's a lot. There are security cameras all over China. So you can see up some in the upper left, you can see some in the middle, you can see some in the right. You are on camera, right? When you are there. So be careful. And again, lots of Cat 6 and Cat 5 cable all over the place. All right. I'm on my way back home, the 20th of December, 2018. And I want to acknowledge Qingyun Ma, Jin Ma, Su Jun, Anqi Wu, Chairman Zhang of the CEO of Yalong Group, and anyone else who took me to all these great places, including the people in Nanjing, who my business partners there. And this has been my YouTube channel. And here's how you contact me. I'm on WeChat as Mike Zaida. You can scan that. You can pause the video if you wish. And this is the end of my presentation. I'm going to stop sharing. And I had a wonderful trip. If you get a chance to go to China, make sure you get to Shanghai. Make sure you get to Xi'an. Nanjing is also cool. Every place I've been has been fantastic. If you get to Xi'an, you're just to shake out the door from Lintong. It's about an hour and a half. And in Lintong, the Terracotta Warriors Museum is there. So again, something exciting to see. So anyway, you have a great day. And this has been the Mike Zaida YouTube channel. Bye-bye.